Hey everyone, welcome to Crossroad Conversations with the Lewis brothers, where we aim to share real stories about running a successful family business while working through adversity and pouring back into our community that keeps our doors open every single day. We're your hosts, Shelby, Matt, and Taylor, and we'll be bringing you real, relevant local business advice, maybe some automotive insights that are sure to change the way you look at running a business or buying a car, and maybe even throw in a plug for you to do business with us here locally.
Next, let's jump into why most people fall off and how to maintain the progress. You know, we've already set the stage. 2 weeks, you beat 80% of people. 4 weeks, you beat 88% of people. But let's talk about when motivation fades and discipline needs to remain.
Yeah, motivation is a poster. Motivation is something that you follow on a good Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important to have that stuff, the motivation to see a picture of what you used to look like or a picture of what you want to look like,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or the goal number or the vacation. That's your motivation in my eyes, right? But the discipline is the ugly truth that nobody really wants to see, that the 80 or 90% have given up, and that's when it remains. When over the holidays, people and here's the crazy thing I need you to realize. If you don't know me for very long, I used to look a completely different person. I weighed 85 pounds more than I do now, and I had to quickly realize that food was fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Food was fuel, right? And so food has become so much more than fuel in a industry of where they sell what it looks like
Sure.
and how it tastes and the additives and the sugars. And so then I had to just break it down to chicken and rice. And if I needed a different flavor, you add mustard to it.
Sure.
Basic and essential. And it became a lifestyle of a discipline. So that when somebody comes by with the sweetest pumpkin pie or the brittle, it was like, okay, I have a high performance engine. That's
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yep.
Even if you're not high performance, you are.
Sure.
You are high performance. You just haven't seen it in your own eyes, and you're putting trash in your gas tank.
Yeah.
And if you realize that, because now if I eat something, and I'm not perfect by any means, but 90% of the time I'm very, 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 very strict in what I eat. Because if I go eat something that's been prepared at a restaurant or full of preservatives, it wrecks me. It absolutely wrecks me. And I'm like, I just put diesel in my Ferrari F1 car.
Yeah. And you know what's even a bigger deal? And Shelby, that's obviously such a great example that you've lived through and worked through. But it's not even really about you. It's about everybody around you that you affect. If you're a better person, you're a better father to your kids, you're a better husband, you're a better employer. Like if you take care of you and be the best version of you, it spreads to everybody else. If you're not the best version of you, you're letting them down because then they are not. They're like, it's okay to slip and to do this, to do that. Here, this came to me about when we were talking about motivation fades. So let's talk about some of the things that are motivating. And these are simple things. Anybody can do this. A song you jam out to.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the morning before a meeting, you might blare that thing, but you're not going to keep it blaring all day long during your meetings and when you're in your office. It jump starts you. Okay. It's the motivation that gets you going.
Yeah.
A big cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Y'all might think I drink coffee all day long, but I don't. I can't just drink 300 ounces of coffee in a day, okay? It jump starts you, it gets you going.
Yeah.
If you have a vehicle and the battery's dead, you put a jump box on it, and once it gets going, you don't drive around town with the jump box.
Not very often. I've done
No.
it, but not often.
Not to Dallas, you know what I mean?
No,
Maybe to
no.
get in the shop.
Yeah.
Those are motivating things,
Yep.
and it might come up that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you got to crank the tunes back up. You got to go get another cup of coffee.
You need another motivation thing that pops up to keep the discipline locked in.
That's right. That's right. Because sometimes no different than driving, and you kind of start swerving off. You're like,
Veer
whoa,
off.
let me get back on course.
But because the crab doesn't, it's a slow boil. It's always a slow boil.
That's right.
So if you cheat, you're not going to eat a cheeseburger, get on the scale, and weigh 4 pounds more, unless it was a 4-pound cheeseburger. But after you go to the bathroom, you're still going to be not 4 pounds heavier.
Yeah,
So you have to realize that you're not going to wake up and just sell 200 more cars than you did
That's
last
right.
week. It's going to be one little thing at a time. You're not going to hire 20 more people, any of those things. It's going to be very slow. And the problem is when it gets slippery, when you start falling to 80 or 90%,
Mhm.
you're going to have an off day and you're going to look quickly in the mirror, quickly look at the stats and say, wasn't so bad. We didn't fall off that hard.
Keeps
And if you don't have the discipline,
Mm,
because I'll tell you this, if we're talking New Year's, new goals, new fitness,
we are.
I've weighed the same amount.
Yeah.
And so I've been this different person going on 12 years. And I've weighed the same amount within 20 pounds. And I've measured myself at every level
Sure.
that you can, every stand on scale, BMI, every
Right.
metric.
Mhm.
Uh, and I've weighed the same and had a complete different composition of my body.
Yeah.
How much fat mass and how much uh, lean muscle mass, how much water weight. And so you might just quickly take a glance of a day that you slid back. And it's okay to have off days. You'll have them, but the next day you better turn on super strong. And you'll look at the scale and I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I went home or on the way home because my accountability partners weren't in the car with me. I stopped at Taco Bell and got a triple grande burrito.
Yeah.
And then you're like, the scale didn't slide that much. Well, what you did is you lost a little bit of muscle, gained a little bit of fat. Okay, I only gained 1 pound. You gave up 3 pounds and you gained 2 pounds of fat, right? And so those things are happening there. So when motivation fades, your discipline has to be locked in.
So I think this is important to talk about. We're wound up in here, but there is life.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And none of us are perfect.
Mhm.
And things crap will hit the fan.
Oh, yeah.
It just will.
But when you're disciplined, you're so much better at handling the crap.
You are. And then there's this thing called the 2-day rule. Let me share with y'all the 2-day rule, and you've probably heard it. If you mess up or you slip one day, it's okay.
Mhm.
The most important part is the next day.
Yes.
It's the next day.
Yep.
Because if you go 2 days in a row, you've now created and started a new habit.
Mhm.
One day, okay, I'm human, that messed up. Now, that one day doesn't need to be every other day, okay? But that one day. What's most important is what do you do the next day? Put your shoes back on,
Yep.
pick the phone back up, start calling,
Mhm.
get back on your routine of getting back in your flow state, your protected hour you go through,
Yep.
whatever those activities. And that's why you write it down. So you got a roadmap to go back to.
Be able to look at.
You know, we're all spoiled with navigation on our phone now. But if we made a detour to a gas station when we were heading to California and the gas station was 1 mile off the road, you'd open your map back up and go, are we still going the right direction?
Not a big deal. You don't have to cancel the trip. You don't have to. The biggest thing that I'll tell you, the one that drives me nuts because I'm just like, I can't say the things that I wanted to say
Sure.
there, but I'm just a stickler to this because I
Yeah.
know it's in your brain somewhere. Is that don't say I'm going to start on Monday. Do not say I'm going to
It's
start on Monday.
terrible.
And do not say I'm going to start next month. Next year is going to be my year. I can tell that you're going to fail.
Yep.
Just start now.
The best time to start a better self was 20 years ago. Same
Yep.
time to plant a tree. The next best time is the only time you have is this
Right
second.
now.
When I decided, and I keep saying this, but it's just real. When I decided, I had a heart issue. Doctors wouldn't tell me I was fat, overweight. They said, "Hey, we need to put a pacemaker in you, and you need to take medicine every single day."
Mm-hmm.
Right? They would not say clearly, Shelby. And I had a kid and was like, "Hey, I need to be in better shape." And so what I did, which someone called wasteful because it was probably $400 at the time. I went and threw away every single thing in my fridge
Yeah.
and in my pantry. I didn't say, "Let me eat the rest of this food which I've paid for." Like, no, if someone could tell me I could have a better life by paying $400, like you would
People
spend
do
the
that all
money.
the
You would
time.
buy the as seen on
Yeah.
TV weight
Yeah.
loss jiggle band or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you do it all the time and never even open it. And so it's like you have to be so disciplined that you do it right now. It's
Yeah.
not tomorrow I'm going to start or next Monday or man, next year is going to be my year. Like you're going to fail and wait for an entire year.
Yeah.
Like, so if you have
Cut
one
that
bad
out.
day, don't quit.
Mm.
Like don't give up. Just say, hey, tell your accountability partner, I need help. I had an off day. Please don't let it be 2 days.
Yep.
I think what is extremely important to understand too, and I know we've talked about physical and exercise, but we're talking about business too,
Yep.
or saving money, whatever it may be. The same rules apply across the board here, guys. Is that you need to understand This isn't going to be a linear journey, and it's not going to be easy. In fact, here's another quote from you from Frederick Douglass.
Oh,
Okay. If there's no struggle, there's no progress. So at some point in time on your journey, okay, if there's no struggle, if you've made 50 phone calls and nobody answered and you're like, why am I doing this? If there's not a struggle, you're like, I don't have time today to plan out tomorrow. You got to make the time. If there's no struggle, there will be no progress.
there'll be no progress and you won't retain those results. The problem with anyone, whether it's weight loss, whether it's financial, whether it's business, if they get the easy road, they'll always crumble and fail
There's nothing learned.
because it needs to burn bad enough.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to burn bad enough that I worked this hard to get that I lost weight, that I saved money, that I did that to that I never want to go back there. So whenever I have one off day, I'm back on
Yep.
So,
because I realize how hard it was to get there.
as a business owner or someone that's paid based on performance,
Yep.
if you're a manager based on performance, you got like gotta love that opportunity and that job, but sometimes you just hate it because you're like, could I not just have a steady income? But, if you've had a month where it was off, and we all have, I
Sure.
assure
Oh,
you,
yeah.
and you're like, "Hey, we need to reset." And that's the worst thing you could ever have to do is to tell your family, "We can't do that," or "We can't go out to eat because I didn't make enough money." Like, no person, specifically a man or no person wants to
No.
have to go say that. I didn't work hard enough to be able to provide for my family. Like, think about that. And so, instead of being mad at someone who didn't perform or someone changed my pay plan or
Mm-hmm.
mad at the economy or mad at the manufacturer. Why did they take my margin away? It is 1000% you of that opportunity that you signed up for and say, here's my scale, here's my system, this is what I signed up for, and I need to make sure that I outwork that so I am never in that situation again.
You know why that's so important to have that attitude? Because you can only control you.
Right?
You can't control anything else.
No.
You can only control you.
Mhm.
I'm going to give you a huge discipline act that happened within our company for decades. I'm not talking about a year. I'm not talking about 2 years. I'm not talking about 10 years. I'm talking about 20 plus years. And we had great mentors, a dad, my uncle, and he got it from my grandfather of decades. They continued to invest the money back in the business,
Mhm.
not taking huge dividends,
Mm-mm.
okay? Not increasing their pay, having a good living,
Yeah, yeah.
but not increasing their pay, not buying planes or vacation homes or any of that stuff. The money stayed in the business, even though we were in a paid off building from 46. Why? Because those small pieces every single month built up to our ability to be where we are right now.
Yep.
It allowed us to open up this 26-acre campus that provides almost 300 people jobs and provides a platform for our business to be successful for generations to come.
What I love about that is the small daily discipline over years. I mean, years, 80 years, right? Builds up, and it is not about us.
No.
It's not about our dad and uncle. It's not about our grandfather. And that their selflessness,
Yeah.
their ability to not say, "This is me, we made more money, we should make more money." They said, "No, no, no, reinvest, reinvest." And if you've met my dad or uncle, you would know they're the most giving, humble people in the world. They wanted to say, "Hey, if we grow a little bit more, we get to donate more back to the community
Yep.
and we get to employ more people. That means that they can have a stable living." So because they did that, and it's funny, Taylor was uh at a fishing tournament and
Yeah.
he met this guy. Someone told him, was like, "Hey, this guy owns a CDJR store." And he had this massive boat,
Oh, yeah.
right? Massive boat.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, you should go talk to him." And so then Taylor's buddies was like, "Why don't you have a big boat like this?" Like, "We got a Pro 17 aluminum boat, like,"
So
and
she's
it was a
parked.
used one.
Oh, yeah.
And the funniest thing, and so Taylor went and talked to this guy, had a very nice boat, millions and millions of dollars,
Yeah.
right?
That's not
Uh,
100,000, million.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, Taylor, why don't you guys have a boat like that?" What did you tell him?
I say, we do. It's currently parked on the side of I-49 at 2479 North College. And he's like, oh, and I
He
pulled
was
it
like,
up.
"What do you mean?
"What do you mean?" I pull
Like
up the
your boat is
campus.
physically parked
Yeah, I
there?"
said I had it back in storage. So I pulled up and showed him our campus. He's like, "That is unreal." He
To
said, "That is unreal."
That is the difference between discipline and motivation,
Yep.
right? And you can have your goals. I want to do
Sure.
this and this,
Yeah.
but the Lewis family has had this discipline that is just instilled from us. And I'm
Mhm.
not saying we're special or specific. It's just
No.
is we were grown to be basic and simple and work hard and find options to be able to provide for others. And so instead of saying in good years,
Yes.
let's take some more money and then let's go live a lavish lifestyle. Never flown private, never
Yep.
flown first class. Is like, why would we do that when we can reinvest in it? Just because we didn't put value in those things. And if you do, I'm not saying that's wrong. It's just not what we've done. And that's allowed us to be on 26 acres and 150,000 square foot, of which all is air conditioned,
Yep.
state of the art, everything. And
Yep.
we put all of our chips, all of our chips on that
Yep.
to allow us to double our employee growth, to be able to have so much fun, to rent out the entire top floor of
Yep.
Top Golf, to have their whole families there
Sure.
to see the enjoyment in their faces.
And it's not to brag to say, "See what
Mm-mm.
we've done." It's to share with
We
others
went without.
opportunities to be able to provide for their family,
Yeah.
and then to make sure also our customers,
Mhm.
they have a top-notch experience, so then we
Yeah.
can grow our business, so then we can give back at even a different level.
Mhm.
But all that, when you peel back the layers, it's no different than you look at a Michael Jordan or you look at a professional player. It wasn't one he didn't make all those shots during warm up.
Mm.
It was the thousands and thousands of shots he made in the gym when nobody else was there.
Yep.
It's the thousands of times that a dividend we didn't pull out of the business, and we reinvested that in capital and slowly bought this piece of land, leveraged this, move that, and
Yep.
slowly all these pieces came together.
The daily discipline.
It's on the days when you don't want to.
Yeah. If you go into your goal, whatever it is, with the understanding it's gonna be hard. Like, it's not gonna be
It's
easy.
got to
I would
scare you.
rather somebody hit me in the teeth right off the bat, and I know what's gonna happen, so then I know what I'm getting for, so whenever I have those easy days, because everything's going the way it is, I'm like, "Man, this is great." And then whenever you get hit and blindsided, you're ready for it.
That's right.
And you've
That's
already
so
got your
good.
helmet on, and you're ready to go through. It's gonna be hard, and I love that Shelby said that. To be scared is not bad. To be scared is actually saying, "Hey, my goal was set high enough. I'm pushing myself far enough." If you're not scared and a little bit uncomfortable, you're not pushed to the level that you need to be.
Your goal's not big enough.
Your goal's
Correct.
not big enough, and it pushes you in the prep. Think about the first time that you've set a goal, and like generally the main event is the victory lap.
Yeah.
That's it.
The main event is the victory lap. The struggles is when no one was watching. I remember training for our first 100-mile race, 100-mile foot race.
Mhm.
Just to put that in context, I don't know what exactly it was, but it's somewhere over 175,000 steps
Yeah.
in a day.
Mhm.
And if you remember, and I know you do, training for that,
Mhm.
there was such a fear of, one, I do not want to step out there and not to be
It's
able to
scary.
complete it.
Yep.
And two, I don't know what's going to come, but I want to be as prepared as I can. And it,
Yeah.
it was at least a 9-month prep
Yeah.
of every morning not feeling like it. Before you came to provide as a husband or a father or a leader to a company,
Yep.
you had to get yourself right first. And some mornings it would be, we need to run. I remember we ran this silly, uh, what was that ladder called that we went up then went back down?
Oh, yeah.
You think about what it's called, but on the first day you ran a 5K.
I want to say yes. It's
The
No,
next
no, no,
day
it's
you ran a
different.
10K,
no. The Yeti
the
challenge
Yeti challenge. And this was during April
of
of
COVID.
21, I
No,
think.
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
My Yeah, somewhere around there. So first day was 5K, 3.1 miles. Next day was 10K, then 15K, then 20K, then 25K,
Mhm.
then 30K.
Mhm.
So 20 miles.
Yeah.
And our thing was we had to be locked in at work. We had a lot going on. COVID. We just had the largest hailstorm that you can imagine.
Mhm.
And so we did that. And then on that, whatever that final day was, you did 20 miles, and that was before work.
Yep.
right? So that's going to take some time, right? You're going to have to get up early. Well, the next day, you ran it backwards. You ran 20 miles again.
Yeah.
And then you
No,
ran a
it wasn't the Yeti.
25K,
Keep
20K,
going. Now keep going.
and
I'll
it
take
kept going. And so you did 5K all the way to 30K,
Mhm.
and then 30K all the way back. It was 2 weeks worth of running a
Gauntlet.
whole lot. And it was just like, oh my gosh, that's so much. And then there was days where we said we need to stack a lot of mileage. And so I remember a Tuesday night Tuesday morning, we got up, ran 9 miles. It was just like another day at work. And then Tuesday night, we went out to the Mulberry River
Yep.
and ran 20 miles that night after work, after
Yep.
12 hours of
White
work.
Rock.
White Rock, thank you. And I'm not just telling you this to brag, I'm talking about breaking down discipline. And then Wednesday, we woke up and ran 35 miles. So, and progressively, in less than 24 hours, we had ran over 60 miles. And it's like, we did not want to show up on game day and not be ready.
Was it the Chuck Norris challenge?
Yes, it was Chuck Norris.
Not the Yeti. It was the Chuck.
It was
We've done the
Chuck
Yeti
Norris.
too,
But what I'm pointing out to say is if it does not scare you, I'm not talking about me at all. I'm just
No.
telling you what we've been a part of.
yeah.
That in the prep, in the dark, before everyone else shows up, if your goal does not scare you, you're not
pushing
you're not
yourself far
pushing
enough.
yourself.
Okay, so I'm going to go in advance. So now let's talk to everybody out there that has been goal setting. Okay, we got to go a little advanced here. Okay, if
That
we have
wasn't advanced.
Well, no, it was, but we got to talk to people about that have been setting goals. And I was listening to somebody. I wish I could remember who it was last year, and they were talking about this. They were talking about goals and people that have become good at setting goals,
Mhm.
and then they finish that goal. And it's like if you study anybody that's been to the Olympics, what they do after the Olympics. Because for 4 years, they've trained, they've eat, breathe, sleep
Mm-hmm.
that goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it's finished, then they're just like, what do I do?
A crazy hangover of lack of belonging.
Yes, yes. So they talked about your goals need to be checkpoints to a larger accomplishment.
Yep.
Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give it a like, share it with your friends and family, even visit our website, send us the questions about what you want to know, what you want to hear, tell us about the automotive industry, family business in general. Who do you want to hear from? Send them our way, and we'll do our best to answer any questions you have, but make sure you tune in next time where we bring in another guest and we talk more about the automotive industry and all the great things going on within our business.